My name's Matt Rothman of Watkins IT. I'm here with Jim Dickinson of Business Volunteers Unlimited and Patrick Flood of Patterson Park Charter School here in Baltimore, Maryland. And we were brought together at an event with the Baltimore Tech Council, partnering up technology organizations with not-for-profits here in the Baltimore area. And Jim, why don't you tell us a little bit about your organization and what you were trying to accomplish with this event where Patrick and I were very fortunate to meet.
Sure. Business Volunteers Unlimited is a nonprofit organization in Baltimore, and our goal is to inspire and connect businesses and individuals to the right volunteer opportunities with local nonprofits and schools. And so our event in March brought together experts from the IT world, including Matt, as well as some folks from the nonprofit world who had IT-related needs to talk about some potential projects and things that they were trying to accomplish. And so it was there that Matt and Patrick met each other, and I think what's been really interesting about this process is that after we brought them together to connect, Matt has not only continued to stay connected to the school, but has brought other teammates from Watkins IT on board, which I think has provided some benefit to the school and really getting ready to use their new computer system.
Sure, and definitely thank you for making that introduction. And Patrick, maybe you can tell me and tell the audience here as far as what brought you to sit down with Jim and what brought you to that event, as far as what technology needs were out there that you thought you could use help from an organization like mine in Watkins IT.
Well, we have a tech consultant who mentioned SharePoint as an idea that we could use, and we didn't know a lot about it. We took a couple intro classes, and we have a volunteer coordinator here who told me about the event, so we figured we signed up and went to the event, and I met Matt. We had a need for SharePoint. That's what we wanted to find, and luckily enough, we had Matt there, that's what his company is all about. So we had the chance to sit down and talk about what we wanted to do as far as in the school setting, and it just seemed like a great partnership from the beginning. They were very, very helpful and very eager to volunteer and provide us with some expertise and some of their time for on a pro bono basis, which was great, obviously, for school. So.
Sure. I mean, it was my pleasure. Watkins IT and myself were very happy to donate our time. And you mentioned Microsoft SharePoint. It's a great new technology that, when you started telling me about some of your pain points here, just the visions in my head of this application, and SharePoint was really a perfect fit as far as some of the things that you were looking to do, as far as empowering some of the teachers here at Patterson Park, giving them some definitely better options as far as document sharing, collaboration, team sites. I know the middle school here is very much enjoying and using this SharePoint site, so I'm glad that Patterson Park was able to really benefit from that. And Watkins IT was very happy to be a part of your program, and I thank you for getting me involved, and please keep me and Watkins IT in mind for any future type events and any future volunteer engagement. So Jim, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
And Patrick, it was a pleasure working with you, and please, if Patterson Park needs any assistance when it comes to SharePoint in the future, please feel free to call on me and my organization.
We will.
My name's Matt Rothman with Watkins IT. I'm here at Patterson Park Public Charter School here in downtown Baltimore. Watkins IT recently did a volunteer engagement based around Microsoft SharePoint. And I'm here at Patterson Park, and I was hoping that you guys could please introduce yourself and tell the audience your name and your role here at Patterson Park.
Ed Rutkowski, I'm the Executive Director.
Patrick Flood, I'm the Technology Coordinator.
I'm Emily Augustine, I'm the middle school team leader.
Well, thank you guys for taking the time out of your busy day to take a part of this video. Watkins IT was very happy to do this volunteer engagement with your organization here. And what we did was Microsoft SharePoint. It's a very popular technology that's really gotten a lot of momentum, and it's Microsoft's fastest growing server product ever. But what I'd like to hear from you, how has Microsoft SharePoint changed how you guys are doing your day-to-day? How has it really benefited you? What pain points did you have, and what has it solved here? So Ed, please start off and tell us how SharePoint has really affected and changed how you guys are working here.
I think the number one way, the big thing of course is we have a need to share an enormous amount of information. And historically we've done it with an awful lot of paper, with a lot of files that get lost or we don't know where they are. Those are the two things, and a lot of times then we don't share information at all because it's just too difficult. So I think the number one thing we were looking for, and I think what we have as the system grows, we introduced it at the beginning of the school year, is something that provides more possibilities for information share probably than we've ever dreamed of. And we can already do a lot of the stuff we used to do with paper, and or not at all. And so I'm not sure how big it's going to get, but right now I'm just amazed at what it looks like.
You mentioned some great points there. You guys were pushing around a lot of paper, and obviously, you know, obviously we want to go paperless. We want to go to a paperless world, and then, you know, in the environment going green. So that was one value add. And also you mentioned just collaboration and sharing information, and that's a huge thing between Microsoft SharePoint. And I'm glad you guys have been able to benefit from that. So Patrick, why don't you kind of discuss this? You're kind of on the grassroots here, being the technology coordinator here. So please just talk about, you know, what your experience has been with SharePoint, how easy or hard was it to implement, and just kind of talk about that a little bit.
It is pretty straightforward to implement. I mean, it's based, you know, as a basic website, which most people know. So I mean, you know, kind of click here, and as far as just uploading files to share, it's a pretty straightforward process, like, you know, most people have done before. And it's you know, it's fairly straightforward to navigate, and if, you know, most people can pick it up fairly easily, and putting it together at the base level, it's that's fairly.
So would you say it has the same look and feel as other Microsoft products? So you know, if you use some of those other Microsoft products, you could pick this up.
Absolutely, and the way that it ties in with Office is really, I mean, it's deeply embedded, which makes sense, but it's really the way it facilitates the, you know, moving documents between, you know, the Microsoft programs is really great. You know, you tie it to Outlook documents with, you know, Word and Excel, and it's all seamlessly integrated with each of the programs, and that's a really cool
Okay,
feature.
so users out there using Word, using Excel, using Outlook, you know,
yeah.
SharePoint is really a great connection there.
Absolutely. I mean, we're using our, you know, we have calendars on here that we're reserving equipment and space, and, you know, and people will get a request, and we have, you know, we're managing the calendar in our Outlook, and it just syncs both ways between the site and our Outlook, and it updates in real time in both places. So that's one just, you know, really great feature, really easy
So
to
that
use.
calendar synchronization
it's
is really
great.
big.
Yeah, and it's just, yeah, it's really easy to use. So that's
great.
It's awesome, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Emily, please, I mean, we definitely want to get to you here. You're using this system on a daily basis. Tell us about your experiences.
It's been great. I mean, we had a pretty basic training at the very beginning of SharePoint, and just basic introductions, but I feel like a lot of teachers have hit the ground running from that training. It's very user-friendly, very straightforward. As a middle school team, we have a number of teachers that are working with the same students, so it's been an opportunity for us all to kind of have a base where we can put the documents that apply to the various things we're doing with those students and frequently visit and access those things. I know in the past we were emailing things back and forth and losing files, as Ed mentioned, and this has really been an opportunity to just say, oh, I posted that in that folder on SharePoint, go check it out there. So I think it's been really
more
helpful.
specifically, what functions of SharePoint, you know, document collaboration, what else are you guys using in your middle school, you and your middle school teachers?
I think one of the biggest ones has been our lesson plan posting, and I think that's been really helpful because the core subject teachers can post their plans there, and then all of our additional service providers, whether it be special education teachers or counselors or other people that are working with our students, can access those documents and know exactly what we're working on any day of the week and utilize those to kind of plan accordingly. So it's been really helpful for them to be able to plan their time off of what we're doing.
How would you say adoption has been? Obviously, this is a new technology. Last year, you weren't leveraging this, so this year you were. Did you get adoption from all the middle school teachers? Did anyone push back on you and say, no, I don't want to use this? How did that go? For
the most part, I think it's gone pretty well in middle school, and with the communication that I'm doing, typically I haven't been sending them the document. I've been saying, go get it on SharePoint.
Nice.
So the more we're pushing them to visit this site, I think people are becoming more familiar with it. And once you play around with it, I think it's very easy to navigate.
Great,
So.
great. Well, this is a true SharePoint success story. I don't know if you can see here, but this is Patterson Park's SharePoint site here. And I'm very impressed because in March when we met, you didn't know anything about SharePoint. You really didn't know how to get it set up and everything, and now I see this great customized site with the Patterson Park logo right here, very neatly organized, and this is a true, you know, much SharePoint success story as far as here in a school setting. So I'm glad that all three of you have embraced this technology, and I'm glad that Watkins IT could assist you guys in leveraging this new technology and empowering you, your teachers, your students in different technologies. So You know, this is great. Patterson Park Public Charter School here in downtown Baltimore. My name's Matt Rothman with Watkins IT, and I was very happy that the two of us can come together, our two organizations can work together, and we have such a great finished product that can just keep growing and empower all of your users to great technology length. So, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very nice working with all of you here, and please, let's continue this, and any assistance Watkins IT could be in the future, please don't ever hesitate to ask. So, all right.